Hello, Big Bear Association of Realtors. I'm Robin Lee, your association executive. AE for short, you know how realtors love acronyms. I attended AE Institute this month, which is a conference put on by the National Association of Realtors just for association executives. It helps us gain a better education and understanding of ways we can continue to thrive and build better associations to serve our members. I have a book full of notes from the Institute. Many things I learned were operational, logistical, and procedural from the national, state, and local level. This is behind the scenes stuff that I don't need to bore you with, but I would like to share a few key takeaways from the conference that might interest you, or better yet, inspire you to get involved. My first meeting was a day-long course on advocacy. It's my job to prove to NAR through core standards, which is a set of standards that each local association must adhere to and aspire to in order to remain relevant and even remain an association. I can help organize our advocacy plan, and the realtors take action and execute. There are many tools available from NAR to identify, track, and help locals address legislative issues. These tools include grants, reports, forms, articles, and videos available through various NAR websites. Each year, you're given the opportunity to contribute to RAF, Realtor Action Fund. The need for realtors to contribute to the Realtor Action Fund is greater than ever. You never know when a local issue might arise that could threaten your ability to do business and sell property in Big Bear. Your contributions raise funds that are necessary to fight or support legislation on the national, state, and local level. It's one of those intangible investments in your business, but arguably the most important. It's also extremely important for realtors to participate in calls for action on the NAR level and red alerts on the CAR level. Pay attention to communication from the Big Bear Association of Realtors with regards to this. We'll let you know when it's time to take action. You will not receive a call for action alert unless you have subscribed. So take out your phone and text the word Realtor to 30644 today so you don't miss a thing. Advocacy is a big part of our core standards requirements, and it's divided into 3 segments: vote, act, and invest. During this meeting, I was given definitive ideas on how to fulfill each category. Within the suggested action items we can do to fulfill core standards, I received tips to getting the realtors working with local legislators, like the mayor, city council, assemblymen, senators, and congressmen, to create productive relationships. An idea for a great advocacy goal would be to make the legislative officials think, what will the realtors say about this before they make any decisions? There are a large amount of grants available from NAR. Some things we can accomplish with the help of these grants include we can communicate local legislative issues on a larger scale. We can interact with the community on home ownership issues. We can do community planning, aka placemaking. We can provide consumer education, positive campaigning for realtor-friendly candidates, and we can fund events that bring the realtors and legislative officials together. That concludes my report on the advocacy meeting. Hopefully I can get together with our legislative committee and put some of these ideas into action. The opening session at AE Institute was an eye-opener. During opening session, NAR President John Smaby said something very simple that resonated with me. He said, with the climate of real estate the way it is today, it is more important than ever that association staff and realtors are aligned. I feel this is true during any time. However, he was right that today is the time to get involved with leadership of your profession. It's time for your voice to be heard and help find the answers you seek. I don't know if you've been paying attention to how much venture capital is being invested in real estate technology lately, but I'll share with you some noteworthy numbers. In 2017, $2.2 billion of venture capital was spent funding real estate technology companies and products. And last year, in 2018, $8.8 billion was spent funding real estate technology and products. If I'm doing the math correctly, that's a 300% increase in 1 year. Now is the time, more than ever, to know your value and have the ability to communicate it to the world. When I go to these conferences, I realize that Big Bear Association has always kind of been ahead of the curve on a lot of these issues. Locally, your leadership team has been working on creating some marketing materials that we can all use to communicate the value of using a local expert. Another very interesting meeting I attended at AE Institute was regarding Web API, the delivery of data from MLSs. A huge part of my job in Big Bear is being your MLS administrator, which means I execute and manage the decisions made by the MLS committee and the board of directors. I'm also responsible for making sure we're compliant with mandates set forth by NAR, CAR, and California law. One of those mandates is RISO standards. This is a required set of data fields that are standard across all MLSs when distributing their data to the World Wide Web. You know this as a RETS feed. RETS is old technology that will eventually phase out, just like everything in technology. RETS is a dump of data that technology vendors must organize. API, on the other hand, is current technology being used by Google and other companies of the like. It's how all modern software is being built, sold, and distributed. This is where MLS data feeds are going and should be the standard method of distribution going forward. API and RISO together have the potential to standardize and automate real estate listing data that is coming from hundreds or even thousands of sources. There are only a handful of platforms currently offering RISO-compliant data distribution via API. Looking back at how much venture capital is being invested in real estate technology, I predict that data distribution platforms will be the next big one. Development and competition in this sector is desperately needed. Locally, we're in the process of moving your data feeds to a platform called Trestle that will keep us compliant with the RISO standards requirement, and the platform also offers the API method of distribution for those who are ready to use it. What does all of this mean to you? Your technology partners, the ones who take our MLS data and make it useful on your websites, now have a streamlined, faster, and more efficient way of collecting data and make it useful to you. With RISO standards and API, they should be able to do more in less time, and you can see all of the data begin to look very similar coming from different MLSs. As I said in my opening comments, many of the meetings I attended go through the nuts and bolts and the logistics of managing an association. I won't bore you with those details, but just know that this conference is extremely valuable. I learn a lot, and I can come back and put it to action. I encourage you to get involved. If you have any questions about being involved in local leadership, such as being on the board of directors or in participating in local committees, I highly encourage you to contact me. Thank you.